Hello everyone, it's Angela from kindredstampers.com. I'm going to share with you my mystery stamping number one. So right here is what I'm going to be using to make a gift card, and I'm hoping that you will join along with me by following these guidelines right here to make your own gift card using your own designer series paper and other supplies that you have in your stash. So what I am going to be using is the designer series paper that's part of the celebration offering. It is the Peaceful Prints 12 by 12 paper that you can get for free with an order of $50. And I am also using the Peaceful Deer bundle, which is in the mini catalog, and it's on page 26. This is the Peaceful Deer bundle that includes a stamp set and a punch. So here is actually a stamp set right here. It's a photopolymer stamp set. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing, if we go ahead and follow the instructions, because I'm going to go ahead and make a sample one for you. And so I'm using the designer series paper, and I'm going to actually use this one over here, the one right here. And but as you can see, there's lots of other choices that you can have out of this pack. But I'm going to go ahead and take this one. So here's a sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to get my paper cutter and cut this paper according to the measurements that are on the mystery stamping instruction sheet. I'm sorry, I just have to cut my paper cutter on the table. So here is my cutter, and so the designer series paper I'm going to be cutting is the 8 by 10.5 and also the 1.5 by 10. I'm going to show you a little template that I made. Actually, I have a couple here, but here is a template right here. And this piece of just copy paper is a piece that I cut out that is 8 inches across and 10.5 inches lengthwise, which is what I want to cut. And the reason I'm showing it to you right now is with my designer paper, I'm wanting to cut it so that I keep the bottom part intact here. So what I mean by that is, since I know that this is going to be 10.5 inches going this way, I'm going to go ahead, and you can see I'm going to put it in my paper trimmer, and the paper trimmer has an extension here so that I can measure out 10.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and take it to the 10.5 inch mark, which is right here, and go ahead and cut this so that it will keep that piece intact, like I said that I want. So there is that. And then I'm going to turn my paper, and now I'm going to cut it at the other measurement, which was 8 inches. So again, I'm using my extension bar here, and I'm going to measure this at 8 inches. So now I have my designer series paper. I'm going to go ahead and take this piece, since I have it, and cut it down to 10 inches. So and then I should be done with my paper trimmer. So go ahead and close that up, and I'll show you again just what I did and how that fits in with the instructions, or the clues, as they're called, my mystery stamping. So I just did that first one, have my 8 by 10 piece of paper, and then I also have my 1.5 inch by 10 inch of paper. I'm going to put this aside because the main piece I'm going to be working with is this one right here. So this one right here, again, I'm going to show you my template. I actually have a couple of them. Maybe I'll show you this one here, because right here, what I have is the template that's 10.5 by 8. And so I'm wanting to make a score line going down the middle with at 4 inches, and then also a score line going down horizontally at 5 1/4, so that there's score marks right down the middle of this paper. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and use my scoreboard. You could also use your paper trimmer, but I don't have the little piece that you use to score with for whatever reason. So I need to order one, a replacement, because I think mine fell off. So anyway, right here on my scoreboard, I see the 4-inch mark. I'm going to go ahead and just go all the way down to mark that. And then I'm going to find here the 5 1/4 inch. I'm going to go down and mark that. So that is done there. And then I am going to go ahead and just fold this so that I have my crease lines. So I'm just folding it where I need those score marks. And then I am going to make a cut. So that's where this template right here comes in handy, because you can see, and actually I'm gonna fix this. This is actually what I want you to see is I'm going to cut out this upper left quadrant just like it is in this template. And that is going to be part of how I am going to make my pocket for my gift card holder. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that using my paper trimmer. So again, it's this quadrant right here that I'm cutting. So I'm going to take this to the 4-inch mark, and I'm going to eyeball my trimmer right here, cutter, so that my blade, and then go ahead and cut that up to the top. And then I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to put the score mark along the line in my trimmer. And then remember, it's this piece that I want to cut. So I know that this should be 5 1/4, and this needs to be up around there. Go ahead and pull that down. And if it's not all the way, let's see, I can go ahead and take my trimmer and my scissors, my paper snips, and go ahead and cut the end. So this piece you do not need. You could save this for another project. What I want to be working with now is this piece right here. So you can see how that fits my template, like an inverted L, I believe. And so again, I'm going to look at my template to see what's going to happen next. So what is going to happen next is I'm going to be making this flap here so that it will be the pocket for my gift card, because you'll see that then this piece, I'm going to release this from here, is going to go over here, over like that. So let me show you what all of that means. So here, let's see, this is going to be the inside of my gift card. And then this is going to turn in like this. So what I want to do is now take this flap. Hopefully you saw that what I did is I folded this over. I'm going to go ahead and take my bone folder and make a nice crease there. And then I'm going to fold this down into a diagonal like that. Finish it with my thumb for a minute, but then also take my bone folder. And now I have a little pocket here that I want to now tack down with some adhesive. And so the adhesive that I want to use is, grab that. I'm going to go ahead and use my Stampin' Seal. And I want to put some adhesive here and here so that it will tack down right there. So let me go ahead and take that. So that's going to go down right there. And then I'm also going to put some adhesive down here and across here, because I want that to also be closed for where I have my my pocket formed. So here you go. So now I have my pocket for my gift card or note card. You could put anything in there. You could put a piece of candy in there. You could put some money in there. I don't know, whatever you want. And then this is going to flip over like that. And now let's go ahead and look at our clues to what else is part of this. So that is everything with that 8 by 10.5 piece of designer paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this coordinating cardstock that is 5.5 by 4.25. And for this one, my coordinating cardstock that I'm going to be using is just a piece of basic white. And I pre-cut this right here. It's just a piece of basic white that I'm going to tack this down, this designer series paper down onto. So I'll go ahead and get my adhesive again. Some here. And it's just going to go right on top of that. Oops, should have took a moment to make sure it's going where I want it to go, because it's going to be the bottom part of that paper that's going to be stuck. All right. So that is on there. Now what I'm going to do is work on the belly band. So the belly band part is this piece right here that is the 1.5 by 10 inches. So that was this one right here. And I'm going to be taking this and just wrapping it around the card and then tacking it down with some adhesive. I'm not going to make it too tight because I want it to be able to come off fairly easily. And so that looks good. Down there. Okay, I've got that. So the next thing I'm looking at is that basic white 2.5 by 3 3/4 piece is what is I'm going to be stamping on. And so let me pull that piece out. And let's see, the stamps that I'm using are here I have set aside from the stamp set, and this has the sentiment that says sending love and peace this season. So I want to stamp that on my paper here, and I'm going to be stamping this in garden green. And I am going to grab my mat. Since this is a photopolymer stamp, I want to have that underneath my piece of cardstock. And stamp. I always like to do a little sample stamp somewhere. If I could find a piece of paper, I'm going to just do that here. Make sure it looks, and I'm just going to stamp that down towards the bottom, just like that. And then what I'm going to do next is take my punch right here, the deer punch, and I'm going to take my designer series paper from that set, the peaceful, what's it called? The peaceful deer set, the peaceful prints set. And I am going to go ahead and so you can see I've already punched out some deer from there. So I'm going to punch another one out. I'll just punch that one out, and that is going to get tacked on right there. So again, I'm going to take some adhesive and just a little bit tack that right onto my paper. All right, and then the next part that I'm looking at right here is I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the label, which in my case is the Scalloped Contours label. And I have that already die cut out, which looks like this. And this is just going to go right on top of there. So it's just adding a little bit of a layered look to it. So let me go ahead and like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this, the rest of the card that I was working on here, and then grab my ribbon. So I have some ribbon here that I pre-cut. I pre-cut this at 20 inches, and this ribbon is so pretty. This is the glittered organdy ribbon that's in the new catalog, the new mini catalog. It's just really pretty. I like it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap this around the belly band and tie a bow over to the side. Let me just see if I can figure out a good length there to tie the bow over here. And simple. Oops, if I wanted a little bit more. Bow going. Have to relax and let it happen when it comes to bows. For now, I'm just going to kind of keep it. It's kind of doing its own thing. I think it's good enough because I'm just going to go with it. So there's the bow, and I want to trim this one down here. Okay, so I think we've got a bow that's going over the belly band like that. And now this little piece right here is going to get tacked onto the belly band on the tile. I'm going to tack it on top of my ribbon there and below my ribbon there using some dimensionals. So let me grab my dimensionals right now for you. So this was a project that we did, or that I shared during our last Thursday night Zoom gathering that we've been doing. Sherry and I, as a fellow demonstrator, and I have been hosting this fun little gathering that we do on Thursday nights through Zoom, where everybody gets to share what they've been working on during the week, or if they didn't have anything to share, they come and just enjoy the company. And Sherry and I are usually doing a demonstration of some kind of project that we've also been working on. And so this week I shared this as the project, and I have invited the ladies to go ahead and follow the mystery stamping clues and make something that they can share next week if they like. So I'm really excited about seeing what they have made that they will be sharing next Thursday. And this is also something that I'm sharing with my downline, my Kindred Hearts downline, so that they can also interact. And I'm going to be giving them a little prize if they will post their creations for the rest of the group to see. So I'm excited about this being just a way to be able to share what we're able to create on our own using some instructions that leave enough room for you to make your own thing. So, okay, so you see I lined up my little dimensionals there. I have many dimensionals I'm trying to use up, so that's what's there. And I'm just going to lay my label down like that. And so it's on just the belly band. So now when I pull up the belly band, it goes ahead and comes with it, and then I can put it back on there when it's ready. But for now, the next part and the final part is just going to be putting a little sentiment here on the inside, and that's what the circle, 2-inch circle is for. So really, if you don't have a 2-inch circle, you could use just a, cut a piece of cardstock, a square or whatever shape. If you have a punch, maybe you can make a little label out of a punch that you have, just something to stamp what you want on there. So what I'm going to be stamping again is using this stamp set here, and I have my stamp. See where it went, because I'm going to be using this, this little tree right here, and I'm also going to be using the garden green ink again, and then I'm going to be using a stamp, which uncover it because I started putting everything on top of each other. If I can't find it, I will choose another stamp to use, because I think it's fine to use something else as well. I don't know what happened to it. It's just I know I'm going to find it in a minute. My cell phone. Help. Yeah, it's not appearing right now for whatever reason. I don't know how to get that away from me. Yeah, let me just make sure it's not still inside of here. No. So let me see. We can choose another sentiment that will fit on that circle, or I can just leave the trees on here. Let's see what else we have here. It says, let's celebrate, because on the outside again, I had sending love and peace this season. Celebrate. How about just Merry Christmas? Yeah, that will fit on my circle. That fit? Yeah. So let me go ahead and take that off. Attach that to my block. Little test stamp right here. Just to make sure I've got a good amount of ink to work with. I'm going to turn this around. Okay. So there is that. I'm going to go ahead and grab my foam piece again, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp right here, Merry Christmas. Okay. So that is going to go on the circle, and then I'm also, before I put that away, I'm going to stamp some trees. And I think, let's see, there's that tree. I am going to paper and stamp off. Oops. Stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp off the tree. Keep it really simple. Merry Christmas. That is going to go on the inside of my card. Go ahead and move this stuff. And we are just about done here, because I have my belly band. This was just to add a little something there. And there's actually some room now that I could write on there, whoever it's for, put their name on it, Merry Christmas, couple little trees. And I'm just going to tack this on really simply right here. The seal over, and it's going to go down. Where should I put it? Sorry. And that is it. That is the mystery stamping project for this week. My first mystery stamping project with using designer series paper. So of course you could be using any designer series paper that you have. And what is so cool about Stampin' Up! Products is that everything coordinates so well. So if you take a look at the designer series paper that you're going to use, you may, decide on which ink and stamps and ribbon and all of those other things that are going to use based on the coordination without that particular product that you're choosing. So there you go. I hope that was helpful for you because I know it was a little bit, different how we did the inside of this to make the pocket, but hopefully those instructions helped you and you can go ahead and find me at kindredstampers.com and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.